Welcome back to the Not Carrie Bradshaw YouTube channel. In this video, I'm recapping episode 9, the penultimate episode of Bigger. We have one more episode to go before the season finale and then before the new season premieres in April, which I'm so excited about. So let's jump right in. We have a lot to cover, okay? So Lane is on the hunt for Willie because we know Yoga Bitch got our homeboy locked up. So she's going around to all of the places where homeless people typically hang out and looking for Willie. She actually finds him in the park doing yoga. I was like, check out Willie, giving the girls what is the term that I just learned in yoga the other day? I think it's Savasana. I was like, check out Willie. And then, of course, Lane rolled up all loud and he was like, could you not? Which I loved because it's just like boundaries, sweetie. So I was really happy that she was able to find Willie. Meanwhile, of course, Vince is back on the day shift. Pepper got a leg brace. Like, what is happening? But I do want to say, this is a Young Dro stan account because shoulder lean still goes hard. I feel like you could play Shoulder Lean anywhere and I will just immediately, you can't be in a bad mood when Shoulder Lean comes on. It's just a great song. A little bit better than for daytime, the day shift at the Booty Club, to be honest. But what I was thinking, because this is a safe space for sex workers, why don't dancers have like PTO? Like the girls need to unionize because they should have 401ks. They should have PTO. Pepper don't need to be up there with no leg brace. Like, come on, sis. I felt for Pepper. I mean, I just felt like she deserved. Meanwhile, there was a very lovely gentleman who showed up specifically to see Vince and proposed to him that he should DJ his son's bar mitzvah. And, you know, I think Vince has just had his sights set on being like this big time DJ. And honestly, a part of me was like, why don't you just modernize so that you can, you know, so you don't have incidents like what happened with Lil Baby the night before. But there is something to be said about sticking to your guns, about remaining a purist in your craft and just going where you're welcome. And this guy was super amped and super like, I love the stuff that you play. I love the Ja Rule. That was such a good year for rap. You know, all the T.I., the What You Know About That, which I think he said was 2006. And now that I think about it, the first time I heard that song was on the way back from Statesboro. So yes, good year for rap. But I was really happy for him to get this opportunity because the last episode, like I said, I was super frustrated with Vince that like, you need to get with the times. But since he has this opportunity to go into a crowd where they want to hear the kind of music that he plays, the way that he plays it, and this guy is so much more enthusiastic about the kind of DJ that he is than anyone else has been, go where you're appreciated, go where you're welcome, go where you can hone your craft in the way that you want to. So I think we can all learn a little something from Vince. If you're new here, I have notes. My little notebook, so don't judge me. Child, Tracy has gone viral once again. Vince took the video that he recorded of her when she was being very candid in her place, giving him an example of how to be on camera so that he could improve his own social media presence. And again, she's slowly but surely leaning into what it means to be a food blogger, but she was on there without a wig. She was on there without makeup, and I'm going to tell you, don't post no pictures and no videos of me without no damn makeup, especially without no damn filter, okay? Seeing me without makeup is a privilege that only my friends and family get, okay? So don't set me up like that. I understood why she was frustrated, and especially because she just wasn't prepared, and then people were assuming that she was broke and she didn't have anything in her refrigerator, and oh, this is why I have trust issues. And Tracy really felt like her wig and her makeup was what allowed her to go out and be incognito in the world without people knowing that she's Tracy from that reality show. Let me say, I think Tracy is an absolutely gorgeous girl, and she doesn't look markedly different without makeup. So I thought that it was really funny that she felt like she, you know, her bare face was her going incognito. It's like, no, girl, that's still your face. Like, that's still you. But I understood where she was coming from. So she confronts Vince at the Booty Club, like, why did you, put me on Front Street? And Vince is like, I like how you look like this. And for a slight moment, it seemed like she was softening up to Vince like in a different kind of way. And she was like, I don't care what you think or what you like. This is how I'm comfortable, which is true. It's never for other people. It's for me. It's for me. Okay. So I like that part. They kiss and make up. It's all well and good. But, he's telling her people really like this side of you. Like, you should really lean into this, which I have been saying since the beginning. Because the character of Tracy is naturally very charismatic on camera. Like, she really knows how to work it. And I want her to learn how to work it in a way that actually works for her. So Dion is getting ready for a camping trip with his cohorts, with his colleagues. This is going to give him an opportunity to schmooze and to network, because he's really determined to get this promotion, this like senior analyst promotion that his mom is banking on, and I mean literally banking on. And when he's discussing like these different things that he needs, Black people don't be camping like that. He finds out that the owner's nephew has already gotten the promotion, even though the owner's nephew got fired as an intern and is addicted to Oxy. It's a thing that we see happen all the time. Unfortunately, things aren't a meritocracy like we would like for them to be. There are things in place that make legacy and, nepotism is really a tool of white supremacy in a lot of places. And Dion has fallen victim to that, and he's completely disheartened, and he goes up to the roof to let out his frustrations, because we don't see, but we hear overhead the conversation that he has with his boss, where he's like, I really thought that I was going to get that position. And the boss is like, oh, he needs this more. And it's just like, that ain't no shit that you say to somebody. Like, how do you know that this person needs this job more than I do? Especially if they come from a family where the family name is on the building. Why do they need this more than me? So he goes up to the roof to let out his frustrations. And there's also another Black man yelling out his frustrations. And I really kind of enjoyed that. And that's one of the things that I really love about being Black, is that we have a camaraderie within our community, that there are certain things that we just kind of get that other people may not. So I really liked that they highlighted that moment. And I felt really bad for Dion. So Veronica passes her inspection, and she can start vetting Section 8 renters. So, Lane comes over to look at the new space after she's been out, hunting down Willie. And Veronica keeps talking about loopholes, right? That gave me pause, because I'm like, was she saying loopholes in order to inspire Lane to figure out this way to help Willie out? Or has she done some sideways type stuff that's going to come back to bite her or her renters in the ass? Like, we saw what she, the family, the guy with the 3 daughters who's a widower, and, he's like, we, obviously need somewhere to stay. And she's like, we'll find a way. I'm hoping that doesn't come back to bite her in the ass. And I'm also hoping that she doesn't turn out to be the kind of landlord that Black people are used to dealing with in those kinds of situations. Just because a person is paying rent or taking advantage of low income housing, they should still have a safe, clean place to live. So I hope that doesn't come back to bite her in the ass, and that she does right by her tenants. We'll see. So Dion reveals to Lane that he did not get the promotion. He's really, upset about it. Understandably so. And she's like, this is just an opportunity for you to look at other options, and, you can quit. And Dion gets really upset, because he's like, I have so many people depending on me. I don't have the luxury of quitting my job like you do. There isn't someone to bankroll my dreams. Now, to dial back, I don't think that this is completely fair. People can't help what they're born into. That's a part of what privilege is. It's just what you're born into. Lane came from a family where her education was paid for. She dated Greg, who basically paid for, helped her with some of the renovations. And, she had a 10-year career in a marketing company, and she decided to leave, but she also had like a family possibly to fall back on. She sold the car that her dad gave her in order to make more renovations to the store and to update, her business. So it is safe to say that, yeah, Lane has more of a cushion, and, she isn't taking care of her family, but you also within reason, don't have to be tied down to something that's not fulfilling you. And I think that's what Lane was trying to get to. The argument just does not go well. And, Deanna's like, this feels different. And, this doesn't feel like our usual fights. This feels like we're going to ruin what we had. So maybe we should just end this and just go back to being friends. Of course, Lane isn't happy to hear that. I wasn't happy to hear that. I was like, damn, over this one issue, like, y'all can't just communicate about this. So that was sad for me, because I'm invested. So Tracy gets followed in the grocery store by 2 white women who are fans. Now, if you get followed by 2 white women, you should be suspicious, okay? I understand. But this does inspire her to do a little bit of, organic IRL engagement. And she decides that she's going to go home and intentionally record herself cooking on her live, but she wants to do it all dressed up with the wig and the lashes and the shoes, and she isn't as prepared or coordinated, and she's fallen and she's, hot. And, by the end, she strips down and she gets more into the groove. And it just goes to show that, within reason, people do appreciate the transparency and the realness of things. I'm not saying that you need to go and like bare your soul, because boundaries. But I think that she's finally coming around to seeing that there is another way to operate within the media space that doesn't involve you having to mask yourself so much. So Lane's loophole that she discovered is that she has hired Willie so that to work at the store so that he can still live on the premises and not get in trouble. And I was really happy to see that. Yoga Bitch comes around though and, wants to apologize and says, I know that, things didn't go well, but, we still have to be neighbors. And it's like she wants to extend the olive branch. And it's like, I obviously still have a lot to learn. I didn't think that he was going to get arrested. I thought he would get a fine. And Lane has explained to her, like, Black people always get arrested. Like, we don't get tickets. And it doesn't just go that easy for us. And, she seems to understand. She seems to be coming around. And Lane lets her know that she found him and that he's doing okay and that he's going to be in the neighborhood. And it was interesting. I was like, did someone forget their lines here? Or does this character actually need to be convinced to go and talk to this man? So, she goes out back and apologizes and gives him a yoga mat since, he's expressed interest in it. And it looks like they're moving forward. So I thought that was a really beautiful moment. So Vince decides to accept the bar mitzvah position, and it goes so well that the other fathers ask him if he's available, and it's like, oh my God, things are finally turned around for Vince. It looks like in this episode, everything kind of flipped around, because where Dion had the super stable job and, Vince was trying to figure it out, now Dion has quit his job and Vince is now doing really well and is now, now has more of a flow of business going, and things are turning around for Veronica. Her assistant came to congratulate her on the opening of the complex, and, she's like, maybe she's not that bad. And then they also really made me want a lot of cookies. Also, Lane was wearing my All Saints dress. I was really in love with the bar mitzvah scene. I thought that it was so cute. I love when cultures come together in that way and just like a joyous occasion, and the fact that I love the mix too. I do not want to mispronounce the song that they play at Jewish functions. I feel like I know how to say it, but I don't want to mispronounce it, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Vince did a really dope mix to that. And then, the Mazel Tov part. And I thought it was really, really sweet. And I was just really happy that that guy gave him that opportunity. And he now can be the kind of DJ that he wants to be. So like I said, Dion is fed up and decides to quit the job after all. And when he leaves, he actually looks really relieved, and I was hoping that he actually did, get to slap fire out of all those people, because who among us hasn't had that secret desire in a number of places where we've worked, So I really enjoyed this episode. I'm really happy that I don't have to wait for a long time for the season to start, because the full season 2 is going to be on BET Plus once it premieres. I want to say on April 23rd. So be on the lookout for that. And I will be back next week to recap the season finale. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Should Dion have, stayed the course and kept working at the job and trying to climb the corporate ladder? Or do you think he did the right thing by walking out? What do you think about how he handled things with him and Lane? Let me know what y'all think. Be sure to comment, to like, to subscribe, to share. And if you like what you saw here today, become a patron on my Patreon. Help me make a little coin and keep providing free content for you guys. Talk soon. Bye.